Good morning, everyone. First of all, I apologize for my voice. I'm going to do my best as I can today. Luckily, Suzanne's doing most of the talking. I'm Kara Cleveland. I'm the Professional Development Office Supervisor from Professional Development Office here at ISL. Thank you for joining us for today's webinar. Suzanne Walker is the director of the Indiana Young Readers Center here at the State Library, and she will be doing a live demonstration of the new kit checkout system that we'll be using from now on to circulate our kits. I'd like to start off the webinar with just a couple housekeeping items. Please make sure your chat is set to everyone in the chat drop-down menu so that we can see your comments and questions. I will be monitoring the chat, and there will be time at the end of the webinar for questions. To register for other webinars available or trainings from the Professional Development Office, please see our events calendar, which can be found at library.in.gov under Services for Libraries, and then the Continuing Education website. Today's webinar will be recorded and archived and available on the Indiana State Library's archive trainings page after it has been transcribed. Everyone in attendance today will receive a certificate, and I will be sending those out after the webinar later this week. So don't worry about requesting one. As long as you're here for at least 31 minutes, you will get a certificate. Okay, and I'm going to turn it over to Suzanne.
Hi, everyone. I'm so excited that so many of you are here in order to learn more about our new kit booking software. It's been a little bit of a ride. I think many of you probably are aware that at the end of November, we received a notification that our current vendor was basically going out of business. And so we had to move quickly to get a new system in place. And we're excited with what we've got, and I'm so excited to share it with you today. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Let's see here. Okay. All right, so what you're looking at right now is the Indiana State Library's front page, okay? I don't really have a lot of other introductory things to say other than it's so excited to see so many of you here, and I'm glad that you're interested in learning more about our kit booking software. We're going to cover how to book a kit. We're going to cover some of the other features that the system has. We'll talk a little bit about policies and procedures, things like that. So I wanted to show you how to get to the system from our website. It is currently live. You can go and book kits today. You can do it right now during the webinar if you would like. I do have my email turned on, so we'll all get those notifications. But at any rate, so this is the front of our website, in.library.gov. And if you scroll over to Services for Libraries in this blue menu off to the side, that's what this is. It's a service mainly for libraries, and schools are allowed to use it as well. Click on Services for Libraries, and it's the last link over here on the professional development side, Circulating Kit Program for Libraries and Schools. Click on that, and it's going to take you to this website that has lots and lots of information about this program. I know no one has time to read things in detail, but if you have questions about the system, chances are they're going to be answered here. I'm also going to take a quick second to apologize that my light keeps going in and out. We've done a lot of tests. There's nothing we can do. Anyway, all right, so on the kit circulating page, we've got a little description here at the top, and then we talk about the different types of kits that we circulate. Here at the State Library, we have book club kits for kids and teens. I mentioned this earlier, but I'll mention it again. Indiana Humanities has sort of like a sister program where they circulate book club kits for grown-ups. Our programs are similar, but they're not identical. In our program, each of our kits has 15 copies and then a discussion guide that goes with it. And my understanding is that their system, it varies how many books you can check out of a certain kit. We only have one copy of each kit in the book club kit area. I think they may have multiples. And also, I don't think they are up and ready. I don't think they're running yet on their new system like we are. But they have a lot more kits than we do. They have like 900, so that makes sense to me. All right, so we have book club kits for kids and teens. They do check out for 90 days. You can reserve a lot of these. I want them to be used. I feel like they've been underused, and so we are really broadening how many you can check out. You can reserve up to 24 book club kits per month. We'll just see what that does. I don't know. If it gets bad, we'll close it down or we'll narrow it down. But right now, there's a lot. And part of the reason is if you're helping a teacher and they have many classrooms that they're helping, it's possible they may need, more than a few. So anyway, you can reserve a ton of book club kits per month. Oh, the system that has the other book club kits is Indiana Humanities, and their program is called Novel Conversations, and we'll try to share that link in the chat. Maybe Kara can find that. And again, they also used KitKeeper, and they are not up yet, so you'll have to wait on that. All right, we also circulate Lego and Duplo kits. Basically, you get about 4 gallons of Legos. Maybe it's more than that. Maybe it's like 8 gallons of Legos. If you can picture the Demco largest bin, that's what the Lego kits look like. And for the Duplos, you get 3 bins full of Duplos. The Lego and Duplo kits do get checked out for 90 days as well. You can reserve up to 6 per year. And you don't have to count those bricks. We just need the bins kind of full when they come back. We also circulate storytime kits and big idea storytime kits. We have about 50 of those. We've had these for a long time, so some of them are getting a little bit dated. I will say that we've done some work to try to refresh some of them. It's, it's hit or miss whether or not we've been able to do that for all the kits, but some of them are great. Some of them are just not quite as great, but still good. We also have big idea storytime kits, which I'll show you how to search for, and those have more of a STEM component to it. And I really think that our big idea storytime kits can be used with older children. The typical storytime kits are going to be for your story times, ages 0 to about maybe up to 6, 8, somewhere around there. And lastly, we have our new Indiana Escape Experience kits. We have done webinars on this before, so I don't want to go too far into it. But I will mention that these can be checked out for 60 days. We have 4 copies of each of our Escape Experience kits. These are pre-made so that you don't have to write the puzzles or figure out the locks. Everything comes in the kit for you to use. I'll also mention that there are a few videos that are linked on this page. The first one is here under the Escape Experience kits. There is an introductory video. It's short. It's like 4 minutes long, and it kind of tells you a little bit about the kits, so you can learn more about the Indiana Escape Experience kits by watching that short introductory video. Then down here, we get into a little bit of the guidelines about our system. Oh, I see that question, Amanda. The Escape Experience kits are really for grades 6 and up. Grown-ups love these things. So they're good for adults. They're good for teens. I really created them thinking it would be for teen programs, but you can go down to about 6th grade and up all the way to grown-ups. All of our kits are shipped via the Info Express courier system. So teachers that aren't on Info Express would really need to work with a public library in order to book their kits. What we really prefer is that the public library just book it for you because they're using the Info Express courier system. They would know how to ship the kit to and from us, things like that. But if you're a teacher and you have a great relationship with your public library, you can go ahead and book the kit yourself. And there's a place in there, and I'll show you where you can put who is going to be helping you with the kit. To see what we've got, you're going to pop into the kit reservation system, and the link is down here. We're going to get to that in just a second. I'll quickly cover lost items. And I see your question about breakout boxes. Yes, they are available as well. I'll tell you that in a minute. Lost items, basically, we don't handle money at all. So this happens really frequently that someone will, have a book club. You give 10 copies of your books out, you get 9 back. One kid moves to Arizona or something, and you never see that book again. You can just replace it with a gently used copy or a new copy. That's fine. Yeah, so just let us know. Basically, we just need another copy. If it's a Storytime kit item, just call me or send me an email and we'll talk about it. But basically, we don't really take money. We just take replacement items. Here's a little bit more about teachers. And then right down here is where we have the link to reserve kits. There is a long video with a detailed explanation on how to use the system, which covers everything that we're going to cover today in the webinar. And then there's a quick version as well for a snappy overview. Then go here to reserve your kit. That is where the system is linked. So we'll go there in just a second. I should have mentioned this at the top. I take care of the Indiana Young Reader Center kits, which is everything on this page, and Kara Cleveland, who's with us today, takes care of the professional development kits. I'm going to do my part of the webinar first, and then she's going to talk about professional development office kits, and that does include the breakout boxes. I'll quickly mention that the escape room experiences are whole escape rooms that are built for you already based on Indiana history and featuring primary source documents from our library here at the Indiana State Library and from the Library of Congress and from some other historical collections. So they're all based on Indiana history, but still fun. And they have lots of really cool primary source documents, including vinyl newspapers, which are really neat for your kids to look up. So they are fully built out escape experiences. If you check out a breakout box from the professional development office, that allows you to build your own escape experience, and it gives you the boxes and the locks and things like that in order for you to build your own, essentially. But I'll let Kara talk more about that. Okay, I'm going to quickly talk about these 2 things at the bottom. Well, I guess there's 3 things. So we do keep an Excel spreadsheet that lists all of the book discussion clubs that are owned at public libraries throughout Indiana. So lots of you guys have book clubs at your library, and sometimes these aren't cataloged in your system. You just have them off to the side, and you maybe lend them to teachers, but you can also lend them to everyone else, to other public libraries in the state. And if you want to be on this, it's really just an Excel spreadsheet. But sometimes when people come to us and they want a book club and we don't have it and Indiana Humanities doesn't have it, we then go to this Excel spreadsheet and, somebody might reach out to you and be like, hey, my book club here in Marion County is doing, I don't know, a book club on Hidden Figures, and we can't get our hands on the books, but I see that you have them. Then you would be able to work with that person directly and ship them somewhere here to us or whatever, and they could come pick them up. I can talk more about that if people have questions, but basically it's just a really small way to try to connect more people to more book club resources. Here's the link to Novel Conversations. There it is, right there. And that, again, is the Indiana Humanities Program. And then we do have a listserv for book club kits, but it does not get used very much. So if you have specific questions, you can always reach out directly to me or to Indiana Humanities, or you can use this. It's up to you. All right. Are there any questions before I dive into the system? And Kara, have I gotten all the ones that were in the chat?
Yes.
Okay, great. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead. I'm actually gonna close that out. I'm gonna go ahead and check this. I'm gonna go here to reserve your kit. Here it is. This is what it looks like, guys. It's got this big blue banner at the top, Indiana State Library. The first thing I'm going to show you is over here on this location side. You can pull down Professional Development Office, and this is where you can get to the PDO kits, or you can stay over with Young Reader Center and look at our kits. Right now, under category, it's showing all. We have 4 categories. You can just look at book club kits or storytime kits, or the Lego and Duplo kits, or the Escape Experience kits. So right now we're showing all. You can see it's a lot of book club kits. There's a story time kit, but I do encourage you guys to use that drop-down menu to narrow what you're looking for. So right now I'm gonna go ahead and show you, we're only gonna look at the book club kits. And say you would like a graphic novel. I'm gonna go ahead and type graphic novel. And what it's going to return is anything that has the words graphic and novel in the description. So all of these that we're looking at are graphic novels, but this one here is not. Fuera de Mi by Sharon Draper. This is actually our Spanish book club kit for Out of My Mind. And here in the record, it has the word graphic right here because she has a photographic memory. And then down here, the format is novel. So that's why that got pulled up. So again, it's just a keyword search, but it is nice that you have that search screen availability. I'll talk more about these records here in a minute, but basically it's got a nice big picture of the book. It tells a little bit about the kit, what it includes, a description, and then we put this information in about the audience, the genre, the format, and the language for the Spanish language ones. Just so that you guys would be able to do a little bit more searching. I'm going to click back at the top on these breadcrumbs and go back to book club kits. And I'm going to search for historical fiction. Actually, I'm just going to put the word historical. And now I'm getting a lot of things that are historical fiction, which is great. So hopefully, again, this will help you guys narrow your search. I'm also going to do early readers. I think if I do early reader, I'll get more. Yes, so early reader is going to give you things like Thinking Golly, Frog and Toad, Narwhal. We don't have very many, but there are some. It also brought back Malala Yousafzai, which is not an early reader, but it's for young readers, and I'm sure she has the word early somewhere in that record, so that's why it came up. All right, let's talk a little bit about how long these things circulate. Well, we're going to talk about this important information here at the top. So the book club kits circulate for 90 days. This is actually incorrect. I need to fix it. The Lego and Duplo kits also circulate for 90 days. The Escape Experiences circulate for 60 days, and the Storytime kits circulate for 60 days. However, when you reserve a kit, you actually are reserving it for 118 days. And what that is 90 days plus 14 days at the front of your booking for shipping and 14 days at the back to ship back to us. So we definitely want you to have them for the 90 days in-house, but there's no way to make the system tell us when to ship it early. So when you book your kit, you have to add 2 weeks to the front to account for the shipping. So if you would like a kit on June 1st, you need to make sure it's available starting on, for example, May 15th, something like that. You're going to book it for the day you want it shipped to you. Now, if you're desperate and you only have like a week, you can go ahead and gamble that Info Express is going to get it to you in a week. That's on you. Yes, so, but when in the system on the date that it says that you want it by, that's the date we're shipping it. That's really the ship date. So I hope that that makes sense. I'll show you more here in a second. All right, so let's go ahead and pretend that we want to get Frog and Toad, our friends. We can click on the availability and it's going to pull you to the bottom and show you this booking grid, or we can click on more details and it's going to take you into the record. I prefer to pick more details just because it's easier for my brain to think, okay, we're just looking at Frog and Toad. All right, so there's a couple of things about the system I really like. There's a couple of things that I am getting used to. For this, basically, it's going to give you this booking grid at the bottom that shows you every story or every book club kit that we own. So we can scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll, and it's going to show you the availability for all 300. If it's green, it means it's available. If it's red, it means it's not available. That's too much for me. I don't want to look at all of that. It is helpful if the kit that you want is not available, but we don't care. I'm going to go ahead and close this out so that I'm only looking at Frog and Toad, our friends. This is LibCal, which is an add-on for Lib. It's a SpringShare product, and it's the LibCal equipment add-on is what it is. All right, so when you would like to book your kit, the first thing you might notice is that 2 weeks is whited out in the front. So you cannot book a kit today and expect to get it tomorrow. You have to plan out almost a month in advance right now. We're gonna see how this goes, and if we can tighten it up a little, we will. And then it might just be 7 days at the front that you can't book your kit. But just remember, I just need you guys to be planners. You've got to plan out in advance in order to get your book club kits and your storytime kits and all your other kits. In order to book your kit, you need to have your date in mind that you want it. Since we're planning out in the future, I'm not going to use this booking grid right now. You can. I'll show you how. But right now, I'm going to use this little calendar over to the side where it says go to date. This is more helpful for me. Like, I think this way. You might think a different way, but I think this way. I would like Frog and Toad in July. So I'm going to kind of go out forward. I want it July 1st. So that means I'm actually going to go ahead and book it a couple weeks before that. I'm going to book it on June 16th. So I've selected June 16th, and it does say that it's available these days, but not available this day. So if I click on June 16th, it says it's available. So I think I would be able to book it. I'm not sure about this. Well, anyway, we're going to trust it. So it does say that I can have it from June 16th to July 10th. So that is shorter than what the normal range would be. If that would work for you, you can book it, but I don't think that would work for me. So I'm actually going to go back. I'm going to go to my dates. I'm going to go and look at May 1st and see. And that looks like I could have it from May 1st to July 10th, and maybe that would work better. So do look at your dates at the bottom here to make sure that you're getting it, because one of the nice things about the system is that it will kind of adjust based on what everyone else is doing. All right, so from here, we could add it to the cart, or we can add it to the cart and check out. I really prefer adding to the cart and checking out. When you add it to the cart, something happens. This booking grid here is on days right now, and if you add it to the cart, it actually changes to time, because it's letting you know that if you want to add an additional item, and this little thing popped up, all additional items must have the same start date. So if you want to add more things to your cart, they would have to be for the exact same checkout period. We're fine with just Frog and Toads. We're going to go ahead and go over up here to the top where it says one item checkout. Now we get the booking form. The booking form is really simple. You put in your name, your last name, your email, your phone number. And then this is, I want my kit to be shipped to. So this is where you're choosing your library. I had to put this list in by hand. It took me an hour and a half. There may be a mistake. If your library is not listed, please let me know. Once I have 3 mistakes, I will redo it. So for me, though, I'm going to scroll all the way down and go to Indiana State Library, choose that, and that's where my kit will be sent to. Now you can put a note in for yourself. Maybe this is going to be book club for May, and that will be in your confirmation email. I will show you what those emails look like. And then you have this selection you have to make. I'm shipping my kit to the location where I work. I am, but if I hit no, then you get an additional box that pops up. I'm shipping my kit to a location where I do not work. However, I have a contact there. The person who is helping me with my booking is, and then you can put their name and their email address. And I'm actually even going to add library there, I think. Yes, because we would really like to know that if you've booked your kit to a place that you don't work, that somebody there knows that it's coming. So I hope that makes sense to everybody. So I am going to say yes. Did you add 2 weeks to the front of your booking for shipping? Well, I'm going to pretend like I really want this by May 15th. I'm shipping it on May 1st, so that's good. So we're going to say yes. So we have this question here to try to help you guys remember to do that. Then you can agree to the terms and conditions. You can go ahead and look at them. The terms and conditions talk about how the kits check out for 90 days. They're delivered through Info Express. You guys are responsible for lost books. Contact the Young Reader Center if you lose a book. How many you're allowed to get. They have to be used in Indiana. They're for librarians and teachers only. Please be respectful of your due date. And then after you do that, you can submit your booking. You're going to get this booking confirmed page. And then here in just a second, I'm going to get my confirmation email and I'm going to show you what that looks like. For now, does anyone have any questions? Okay, I'm going to pop over to my email. See, it showed up. Okay, can you guys all see that email? I think you probably can.
Yes.
Okay, great. All right, so this is what the booking confirmation email looks like. A nice thing is that it has the title of what you booked here in the top. If you happen to book multiple kits and you want your kits all for the same date, and so you put them in the cart and you check them all out for the same date range, your booking confirmation will only have the first one up there in the subject of your email, but down below where it has this item information, you'll have all the kits that you booked. I do not like the way that this is formatted, but there's no way to change it. I did ask. I don't mind this top part. Down here is where it gets a little hinky, but it does tell you that you booked it from the Indiana Young Reader Center. If you booked it from Kara, it will say Professional Development Office. It has the item that you booked. It has your dates. I also want to mention LibCal is really for libraries of things. And so they assume that you're really checking out a thing from your local library from one time to another time, like you're getting a laptop for a couple of hours. And so they have a lot of times in here. Just ignore those. I can't get them to remove them, but just ignore any time that it says times. We don't need those at all. But you will put in, below that is the date that it will ship. So this from date is really the ship date. And then until July 10th, that's the day we need it at the state library. So if you ship it on July 10th to get back to us, it will be late. You need to ship it 2 weeks before to account for that 2 weeks again. And we don't know how this is going to go, but we're going to try, we're going to see how it goes. So it's on you to remember to put 2 weeks in the front, and we also need you to ship it back to us 2 weeks before your due date, at, around 2 weeks. Okay, after that, you get more of the information that was in that booking form, the work phone number, where you want it to be shipped for. Your note for yourself is going to show up, where it's shipping to. The other nice thing here is that this information is actually what's going to go in the kit when we ship it to you. So if you shipped it to a location where you did not work and then you included the name and the email address of the library that's helping you, that would be included here as well. And then there's a fancy link here to cancel this booking visit. Now, this is really nice. I believe this is something that KitKeeper did not have. So if we click on that, we can actually go ahead and cancel the booking, which I'm going to go ahead and do because I don't want my staff to ship this. So here's my booking. I'm going to go ahead and cancel it. The booking is canceled, but I can go make another booking. So that's pretty thrilling. Any questions at this point? Okay, I'm going to look at my list real quick to see what I have shown you. Okay, all right. Let's take a look at Storytime kits because they're so cute. Look at how cute they are, guys. We got to make a little icon for each of the Storytime kits. And say you do want one of those big idea Storytime kits, you can just do big idea here. And the difference between the Storytime kits and the big idea Storytime kits, like I said, the big idea Storytime kits include a lot of STEM information, but they also have this little gear in the corner, which is kind of cute. So that's fun. You can also look by themes. Say you want a kit about weather. We have 3 kits that talk about weather. We have the seasons kit, the weather kit, and our Indiana Storytime kit probably also talks about weather. Who knew? But you can see this one is a big idea kit, and it says big idea here, and it also has the little gears in it. When you look on more details for this weather kit, you can see that in the Storytime kits, it does actually tell you what's in the kit, all the books that are included, other things that are included. If it's a big idea kit, it's going to tell you more information about big idea. Okay, I mentioned before that I would tell you a little bit more about this booking grid. I do think it's a little bit more helpful for things like the Storytime kits or the Lego and Duplos and the escape room kits because you can see more availability. So say we do want, maybe we want a kit for, I don't know, a couple weeks out. So we're going to go to, oh, look, it's still available. Great. So you can book right here by clicking on the date that you want. Oh, I just clicked next available and that weirdness happened. Don't recommend that. So again, you can just remember the kit that you're looking for is at the top. I'm going to go ahead and close this out so that we're just looking at this, the booking grid here at the bottom. And I'm just going to go back to today's date and see what I get. Come on, friend. Oh, trying again. Now it's not working. That's fun. I'm going to refresh it and see what happens there. There we go. Okay. So weather storytime kit, we can just click on one of these dates. If we know we want it as soon as possible, we can click on April 9th and we would be able to have it until July 6th. We can add it to our cart and check out, and then it would take you directly to the booking form, which is kind of nice. Okay, back to Young Reader Center. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you the Lego and Duplo kits. When you look at the Lego and Duplo kits, it looks like we only have one of each, but we have more than one of each. And if you click into the record itself, down here at the bottom, the booking form looks a little bit different. Okay, I'm glad this happened because I want to show you this. Do you guys see how this is times now instead of dates? That's because I have something in my cart. I'm actually going to go over to my cart and remove this. And I'm going to go back to Legos and Duplos and click on Duplo, and then it goes back to dates. So it goes to times when you have something in your cart because it's assuming that if you put something else in your cart, you want it for that same checkout period, which doesn't always work. So, you know, like if you're getting something that's 90 days and something that's 60 days, that won't really work. All right. So now, though, the booking grid down here is a little more useful because it shows all the Duplo kits and all the Lego kits. We want a Duplo kit. They're all identical, so it doesn't matter which one you get. Duplo kit 3 is busy right now, but Duplo kit 1, 2, and 4 are all available. So we would be able to click the one that we want. We can also see the Lego kits. Maybe we do want to get Lego and Duplo kits for the same time because we're going to do a big brick palooza at our library. So maybe we want a Duplo kit. We're going to add it to our cart. We also want a Lego kit for the same time period. We're going to add that to our cart. Now we have 2 items in our cart. And if we look at our cart, we've got Duplos at the top, Legos here. They're both going to check out from April 9th until August 5th. We can fill out the booking form and then we would get those kits. Okay, I'm going to remove those. And now I'm going to show you the Escape Experience kits. So we have 6 of these. We have 4 of each. We do have photos of kind of what's in the kits. And then I am going to do a booking of this so that you guys can see what's in the confirmation email because it's super important. So we'll take a look at the Amazing Hoosier Women Escape Experience, which has a whole deck of cards about Amazing Hoosier Women that I designed. So enjoy that. We're going to go into more details. We're going to see if there's one available. We can get it for 1 day. That's not going to work. So you guys can see these already have a ton of bookings on them. but we want this for May. So we're going to go to May 1st. Ooh, they're all busy. Let's look out at June. Oh, heck. Still busy. Let's go to September. Yay. Okay, so we can get this in September. So we're going to go ahead and click on September 1st. It's going to let us have it from September 1st until November 28th. That's going to work for us. We're going to add it to our cart and checkout. I'm going to go ahead and do this checkout just so that you guys can see the confirmation email. Suzanne Walker. I want my kit to be shipped to the Indiana State Library. It doesn't really matter because I'm going to cancel this, but State Library. I don't need a note. I am shipping it to where I work. I did add the 2 weeks. I do agree. Submit my booking. Oh, this is because I've already done this a million times. So it's saying, sorry, you've exceeded your booking limit. Well, not that I want you guys to do this, but I'm going to put in a different email address. And that's how you can get around it. I know, that's so bad. Okay, there we go. So now I've got this one booked and I'm gonna get my confirmation email and I wanna show you that. Oh, I can see people are booking stuff. That's very fun. All right, just waiting for this one to come in. Any questions right now? There it is, okay. All right, can you see that email, Kara?
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, now this is super important. If you book a escape experience kit, very important information is listed in your confirmation email. Right here, here's important information on how to access the leader packet and the how-to video for your kit. Because these are escape experiences and we want the experience itself to remain secret from your patrons, we have put all of this stuff under a password. I'm not going to say it out loud, but it's right there on the screen. Hopefully people won't dig all the way in and watch this video and learn this. But when you get, I should have blocked this out. Maybe we'll block it out in the video. You see it says right here, now that you've booked your escape experience, learn more about it on the super secret landing page. So you're going to have to click on this landing page. And when you go here, it's got these 6 kits here. Now, I must have already been in this at some point. Normally, there would be a prompt that you would have to put in a password, and that password is also in that confirmation email. But here are the 6 experiences that we have. Say you did the Amazing Who's Your Woman one. This will take you to the landing page for that experience where all of the information for your escape experience will be located. So when you book it, all of that comes in your confirmation email. This is one of our easy experiences. It's for grade 6 and up. It takes about 40 to 50 minutes. It's for about 4 to 8 participants. There's also a description here that you can use to promote your program. And then there's a link to the PDF leader packet, which tells you everything you need to run it. There's an introduction video, which is not secret. And then there is a 30-minute video for each one that tells you everything you need to know to run the experience. And if there are worksheets included, those are linked here as well. Your kit will come with some worksheets, but then if you need to print more, those are linked as well. So again, let me just show you that email so that you can see it's going to give you the landing page so that you can access all 6 kits. It's going to tell you the password. And then that will get you all the information so that you can run your kit, your experience at your library. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and cancel my booking. That way, in case any of you guys want this, you can have it. And that is most of it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else to tell you.
I'm going to hop in and ask a
Yep.
question.
Yes, please do.
How big are the kits for the escape experiences?
let me see if I can show you. Oh, I did the wrong thing. I clicked on LibCal. I'm going to go here to the Young Reader Center, and I'm actually going to show you the Lego and Duplo kit. I don't know if you can tell from this picture here, this bin is the same size. I wonder if that's what you're asking, like how big is the bin that you receive? The bin is about, it's the large Demco bins. It's maybe like a foot tall and it's like 16 inches long and maybe a foot across.
Yeah, they said perfect.
Okay, good, great. That's about how big it is. And it does have everything you need. It does also talk about like if you want to do more, like be extra and you want to like decorate your space, there's ideas for how to do that. Um, you can always take our experience and make it more if, if you want to do that. Okay. All right.
I have another
Yes.
question.
Yes, I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing actually.
Okay.
I can reshare.
If you have two different departments that want to book by two different people, can they, or is it only two per library per year?
Well, it's per email.
Yeah.
So, and we don't really mind that. We really want these kits out of the building and used. I would be so happy if we got into a place where people really were complaining that they couldn't get them. I know that's not good for you guys, but our kits are generally underused, especially our book club kits and our storytime kits. I absolutely understand that our escape experience kits are going to go through a exciting period, a honeymoon period where everyone wants them, but that will settle down. And because we have 24 of them, um, you know, we'll get through it, guys. Everyone will get to use one eventually. And because we had a grant to get the escape experience kits, if you use them this year, I am going to send you a survey, a feedback form that I would really, really love you to fill out. And if we get really good responses on the feedback forms, then it's possible we would be able to apply for another grant and make more of these, depending on what happens in the world. So uh, we want these to be available for you guys to use. Yeah, that's a long answer. Anyway, any other questions right now? Okay, I'm
Yeah.
going to go ahead and let Kara share her screen and show you guys a little bit about PDO stuff, and I'll mute, and now I will watch the chat.
Okay. Can you see that? Wait, hang on 1 second. There. Can you see it?
Okay. Yes, we can.
Okay. All right. So just as Suzanne said earlier, you will want to choose in this menu, you will want to choose the professional development office for any kits that we have, and we call them tech kits. Some of them are actually more NASA STEM kits. But if you go down here, you'll see the different ones that we offer, and each of these have two available. So there are two Be a NASA Detective sets, two breakout boxes, etc., etc. Uh, the difference with our kits is they are checked out for 30 days a month. And one of the reasons, well, the one thing that I want to start doing now that we're in a new system is I want to make these more available. And hopefully this will uh, drum up some interest because we had kind of dropped off on reservation requests for these. And of course, all of these are available right now because we haven't started shipping. But um, oh, what was I going to say? Anyway, yeah. But I just want you to know that the checkout period is totally different. It's a 30-day thing. If you go to more details, you will actually get the list of what is included in that kit. You can also click here for a list of activities that you can use with the kit. And as Suzanne said, I'm not gonna really talk too much about the grid because it's basically the same as what Suzanne described. But you can see Suzanne had tons and tons of preparation to do for this. Over like 300 kids. We only have 12, so there's not a lot here, but for each one, you'll see two. And it's also, like you said, and of course, this is a much shorter list of all the kids that are available. So, and basically, you do the same thing. You add 14 days in front and 14 days after. So that's approximately 60 days. Let's see, let's go back up here. And I'm just gonna go back one. I'll just kind of show you a little bit about what you can actually see or what's included in. And Suzanne already talked about this, but this is actually kind of a actual list of what you will get. And there are some programming ideas included and the equipment that you would need to run your own escape room. But of course, like Suzanne said, hers are all ready. They're fabulous and they are an awesome experience to have. Our team actually did a few for Suzanne and we had so much fun doing it. So I highly recommend trying to check out one of her escape room kits. Let's see, the NASA kit for solar also have a list of what's included. Basically the same thing. And when you do actually check it out, you will see that, let's just say we're going to start here. And so we're going to add it to our cart to check out. And you'll see that it does show the 30-day checkout period. But just remember that's when you actually have it to use. And so you need to add the 14 days in front to allow us to ship it to you. And then the 14 days after, we'll just ship it back to us. And our booking form is the same basically. And then our terms and conditions talk about how long you can ship them out, that they are available through Express. And if you have any questions, anytime, you can email me about this. Oh, I know what I was going to say. The part that I was going to say is that we had kind of, the interest for these had kind of waned. And so I think I lost hang on. That's not it. That's not it. It's not letting okay. I don't know what I did. Is that it? No. Okay. Well, I'm sorry I lost my tab. So basically, you have seen what's included with the kits that we have. There's two of each. But what I did want to say, my main point that I wanted to say is I hope this drums up some more interest. And we are also going to open up checkout for these tech kits to teachers because I'm hoping that that will also drum up some interest because I'm like Suzanne, I would rather these kids be checked out all the time. I don't want, I don't really want them sitting in our office. I want them to be used. So that's why we decided to open it up to teachers as well as librarians. So Suzanne, are there any specific questions?
Yes, I have one. Are the PDO kits meant for staff or are they for patron programs? Or is it basically however they want to use them once they get them?
Well, I think they're mostly designed for patron programs. That doesn't mean that other groups couldn't use them. Um, and like the breakout box that kids, if you wanted to do escape room for adult, that would be fine. It I think originally when these tech kits were put together, like our oldest tech kits, it was so librarians could check them out to see what those different STEM activities were, and then to see if they wanted to circulate them themselves, like to purchase them for their libraries. And the first few were more like demo kits. And then once we got the NASA grant and were able to get the NASA kits, those actually I feel like are more directed toward um, students, school age kids. Um, but it's not, I mean, there's one has a telescope, so that would be cool to use with adults. I think once you go through the description, if you check on the details of each one, um, that will give you an idea of what you could actually use it for. And if you have other specific questions about that, you can either ask now or you can ask me later.
Cool. Okay, I'm gonna have you stop sharing your screen, Kara, and then I'm gonna share mine and I'm gonna show one more time how to get to the link. So here we are over at the Indiana State Library website. Again, this is a service for libraries, so you're gonna go down to services for libraries, and then under services for libraries, the last link is the circulating kit program for libraries and schools. You can click on that, and then if you scroll down to where it says reserving your kits,
Hey,
number
Susan,
two, what?
you're not sharing your screen.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Thank you.
okay.
I forgot to hit the button. Okay, I'm starting
There we
again.
go.
All right, so we're here at the State Library. And if you scroll down to services for libraries, and then go to circulating kit program for libraries and schools, and then scroll down to where it says reserving kits. Number two, go here to reserve your kit. We do kind of bury it a little bit because our system does not have any patron authentication. So I don't know, we want you to be slightly in the know in order to use it. And so that's why it's a little bit tricky to find. Go here to reserve your kit and then you'll get to the system. So I hope that helps. And then Gail says, my library seems to not know how to return the storytime kits when I'm done. They just come back through Info Express. So you would just need to make a Info Express label and slap it on there and send it back to the state library. I'm trying to think how I could include a how to return directions without it being an additional thing. I'll think on that, Gail. I'm gonna write that down. How to
Gail,
return.
Gail, do you have people that are in charge of your interlibrary loan? Like one certain person or group of people?
I'm gonna go ahead and stop sharing so that we can see everybody now.
I was just, I think, okay. Yeah, I think you just need to keep in mind that the people that do interlibrary loan are the people that you want to give that back to so they can ship it back.
Yeah,
Stuff.
so it's whoever is in your library that works with the courier that comes and does Info Express stuff. Tony, no, we are not going to offer adult reading clubs. You do have to wait for Indiana Humanities. We don't have any funding to do that. So yeah, sorry, but they're working on it. I promise. Okay, we've covered it all, I think. Is there any other questions? I'm going to put my email in the chat.
I
I'm
will
also
see.
going to put the direct link because you can also just bookmark this link for the system if you want. That's the system to reserve.
I will be sending out certificates, so that will be covered.
Okay,
Just
I
wanna
think I
share.
think we can go ahead and stop the recording, but Karen and I will stay on to answer any questions about anything library.